I learned a few important lessons this month. For example, just because I don't need something doesn't mean I won't buy it, and I really need to stop shopping for the person I think I might be one day and start shopping for the person I actually am. July for me was a month of wrapping things up. Nothing much happened, but I did get a lot of new skincare. So in the usual fashion, I'm going to show you the skincare bits first, if you're just here for that. Then quickly touch on body care and move on to the things I bought for my closet and finish off with a little life update. What I read, what I watched, and what I have been up to. Let's start with skincare. The first thing, and this is the one I definitely did not need, is the Inkey List Hydrating Cream to Milk Cleanser. I have several cleansers open at the moment, like probably enough to last me throughout the year, so I absolutely did not need this. But here we go. I like the Inkey List, I like the Inkey List cleansers, and I figured a hydrating cream to milk cleanser would be great for the upcoming autumn months. Even though I'm absolutely not ready for autumn, I'm still very much enjoying summer. I've already started using it, but will report back when I have given it a proper go. The next thing I picked up, again from the Inkey List, is the Inkey List Hydro Surge Dewy Face Mist. Everything I said about the cleanser is true here as well. I have like 4 or 5 face mists open at the moment in rotation, so I definitely did not need this one. And I'm not even into dewy looks, so I'm probably not the target audience for this one, but I decided to pick it up anyway because we have like a long trip coming up next month, and with a long distance flight which will strip my skin from moisture, and I figured that would be a great time to test this one. Will report back. You might remember my review on the Medicaid C Tetra Luxe Serum, vitamin C serum using tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, I think. If I'm correctly, I published it in December 24. Well, this one is the advanced version of the original one, which was already an advanced version from the first one they had. So the one I tested in December had 14% vitamin C, and this one has 20% vitamin C, and is also a gel serum, which sounds interesting as opposed to the sometimes more oily or more watery vitamin C serums. It will come in handy next month for our travels again, because tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate isn't as reactive as my usual favorite vitamin C version, the original L-ascorbic acid. So we'll take that one and we'll report back. Speaking of my favorite vitamin C serum, this is of course the Geek and Gorgeous 101 Sea Glow. I have shown this one 100 times before on here, and I repurchased last month because I was out of it. 15% ascorbic acid does not take traveling well, so this is where I tried that one. Also from Geek and Gorgeous, but not purchased myself, but instead sent to me, are the 3 liquid exfoliants they have. They have new packaging, but the same formula, which won't help me much because I haven't tried the old formula, but might reassure you if you have used and loved them in the past. New packaging, same product. And I have 3, the Geek and Gorgeous Cheer Up with 5% mandelic acid and 1% BHA, which I am using right now. I find my skin doesn't take exfoliation too well if it's too strong during summer, because there's a lot of like sun exposure and wind and potential irritation, but still need something to keep texture and especially congestion at bay, so this sounds perfect for that. The Geek and Gorgeous Smooth Out with 12% AHA, which is a mixture of glycolic and lactic acid, will come in handy after summer to get my skin back on track, fight hyperpigmentation, exfoliate during autumn. And the last one is the Geek and Gorgeous Calm Down, which has 3.2% PHA, polyhydroxy acid, which are the gentlest and most hydrating form of exfoliating acid, and 0.8% BHA, which sounds like something I will enjoy come winter. So you see, I'm all set for the upcoming months. Moving on to body care, 2025 seems to be the year of Garnier body lotions, tonics, whatever they are called for me. I picked this one up. This is the firming lotion, and I promise I did not pick it up because it says firming on the bottle. It's supposed to do that with caffeine. I don't really believe that something like this can firm the skin. Not because I wouldn't need some firming all over, but yeah, I'm 46. A caffeine cream won't fix all that. It has kind of a strange scent, something like fresh and citrusy, but to me, citrusy body products can easily err on the side of toilet cleaner. It's not that bad, but it's not my favorite either. I much prefer the other two. The intense hydrating one that I had scent-wise, and the Urea 24-hour smoothing one hydration-wise. But for summer where I don't need that much hydration, this one will do. Moving on to fashion stuff. I already told you that I started indexing my closet in one of these digital, I think it's actually called Index, one of these digital tools where you can see what you have, and during this process tried to identify any holes my wardrobe had. And I actually did find one, because I had a pair of black denim that I really love, but in a case of serious misjudgment, purchased in, I think, half a size too small and low rise. So I wore it to death. I've had it for more than 8 years, but it has finally started to rip on the insides of the thighs where my thighs keep rubbing, because no thigh gap person here. I loved wearing that one with like a smart top for work to just look smart enough but not feel too dressed up. So I decided I needed to replace it, and I got actually two. Well, I got more, but I sent the rest back. Both are supposed to be high rise, lesson learned, and bootcut, but one of them looks actually much more flared and is quite long, so it's always skimming the ground if I'm wearing flats, and has a tendency to soak up from the bottom when it is raining, and that should come as no surprise to me because I have been there. I've lived through that period in time fashion-wise before. Still, I just love the look, so I figured I would wear it with heels, which I don't, but yeah, I figured it would work. I kept it. The other one is actually not really made of denim, but made from 52% modal, which is one of these half synthetic fibers made from wood, which has like a different feel. It feels more silky and looks more shiny, which is perfect because, as I said, I plan on wearing them to the office. So these are the two I got, and because one is a little long and I figured I would need something to pair it with, I also bought a pair of kitten heels. These ones are from Garnier, and I got them at TK Maxx. So originally they're like €60, but I got them for 30. And they are strappy and black and kitten heel and have a golden detail, and I really, really do love them, and they are very comfortable. But still, I need to accept that I am not the person that wears heels on a regular basis. I like wear them once a week, maybe twice a week to the office, but just to the office where I sit a lot. I'm just more of a flats person, at least now. Before the kids, I used to wear a lot of high heels, but just doesn't fit my current lifestyle, I guess. So yeah, I need to stop buying clothes for the dream person I think I might be one day, and start buying like a pair of sneakers to go with my clothes. Yeah, and that's it fashion-wise. I didn't do much because I needed to wrap a lot of things up, both for here and for my main job, because school holidays in Germany are starting. The kids will be off school for summer and will need entertainment, even though they actually don't need that much entertainment from me anymore. They're like spending more time in the company of their friends than seeking my presence, which is bittersweet because it marks the passing of time, but at the same time gives me back like a lot of free time for reading and stuff. Speaking of reading, I finished the Draconis Memoriam series I talked about last month. Took me a while to get through the third book, not because it was worse than the others. It was really captivating right until the end, but because when I'm working, my reading time goes down. I'm lucky if I get like 15 minutes before I fall asleep, book still in hand. So I just finished that one, but highly recommend. Will check out the rest of Anthony Ryan's work. And same goes for my watch time, like the time I spent watching Netflix. The only thing I finished is Ginny and Georgia, which I told you again about last month, which I had started on holiday and now finished, sacrificing a little more sleep than I would care to admit to be able to watch it. But it's just the kind of show, it's like family drama, mother-daughter relationship, struggles that really gets me. This one especially because, well, disclaimer, my life is nothing like the life of the people there, with child abuse, self-harm, depression, violence. That's nothing like my life, but still I feel I can relate to the mother, as in I can relate to her and her actions as a character. Not in the grand scheme of things. My life has been completely different. I feel like the need to say that if you have watched it, there's nothing of the things that she had to endure in my life. And I became a mother from a completely different place in my life, but still this struggles with your own ambitions, the need to be there for your children, to protect them, to keep them happy, the frustration if you realize that you failed at that because you can never 100% protect another person, no matter how hard you try and what you're willing to do for that. I can absolutely intensely relate to that, and that made this series very special to me. Yeah, and that's that. I didn't do much else but work and work out and spend some time with the family. So what's new on your side? I hope you do have a little more exciting stuff to report. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you soon.